Have you ever wondered if your next iPhone might not be made by human hands at all, but by robots? That may sound like science fiction, but according to new reports, Apple is pushing harder than ever to make automation a mandatory part of how its products are built. A report from Digitimes suggests that Apple has quietly started reshaping the way its supply chain works. Instead of just encouraging suppliers to improve, Apple is reportedly making automation a requirement. In other words, if a company wants to win a contract to build iPhones, iPads, Macs, or even Apple Watches, it may have to prove it can do so with robots. That's a huge shift because it takes the decision out of the hands of the suppliers and makes automation the standard, not the option. Now, why would Apple take such a big step? The reasons are pretty clear when you think about it. First, robots. Don't get tired, don't take breaks, and don't go on strike. By leaning more on machines instead of human labor, Apple can stabilize product quality across all its factories worldwide. Whether an iPhone is assembled in China, India, or Vietnam, Apple wants the build quality to be exactly the same. Automation makes that possible. There's also the cost factor. Labor shortages, rising wages, and political tensions all add up to uncertainty for big tech companies. By cutting back on labor dependency, Apple protects itself from unexpected disruptions. For example, during the pandemic, supply chains around the world were hit by sudden shutdowns and restrictions. With robots handling more of the work, Apple won't have to worry about those problems as much. But here's the interesting part. Apple reportedly isn't footing the bill for this shift. Unlike before, when the company used to invest in special tools and machines for its partners to make sure quality was up to Apple's standards, this time suppliers are expected to fund their own automation upgrades. And that's no small expense. Setting up robotic systems requires huge spending on equipment, training, and facility changes. For some suppliers, this has already disrupted operations and cut into profits. So, while Apple stands to gain more consistent production, the cost and pressure fall on the shoulders of the companies it works with. It feels a bit uneven, considering Apple is one of the richest companies in the world. Many believe that if Apple wants such a sweeping change, it should help pay for it. But Apple's stance seems to be that if you want to work with them, you need to keep up with their demands on your own dime. At the same time, Apple is still lending support in another area, the environment. The company has set a goal of making its entire supply chain carbon neutral by 2030. To get there, it is helping partners invest in energy-efficient equipment and sustainable materials.